We just received the Easy Snap RV skirting kit in the mail. It's a do-it-yourself. It comes with a little bit of an instruction manual, but it's not much of one. You can scan a QR code to get better instructions. It comes with a package of hardware, which is everything you need, and some Velcro. And then it comes with the skirting and a big roll. We got it a lot taller than we need so that it was tall enough to go around our slide out as well. You just have to trim it down when you get the rest of it. We've never done this before, so let's see just exactly how hard it is for somebody to install this on their own. First, we're going to go through and we're going to mark it out and put a mark at every 2 feet. That way we know where to come back and drill our screws in at. We chose to do this at 2 feet. That's just kind of a random number that we picked. You could probably do it at 1 foot. They sent plenty of pieces so that you could go at least 1 foot apart, if not closer. We just chose 2 foot to see how it worked, and you'll see how that works out here in just a second. I'd like to say that you could go back and add extra pieces anywhere you felt like you needed them to. It's not like once you get them in, that's all that you can put in. One thing you definitely need to make sure that you have is a lovely helper to hold the other end of the tape measure for you. That would make it much easier than trying to do this on your own. Right now we're going around and we're going to go do this on all sides of the camper. We just get the whole thing marked out before we even start. That way we don't have to come back and try it again later. Installing them was fairly easy. We have a lip on the bottom of our camper, which the sheet metal goes below a little bit. So there's about 1/2 inch worth of space where we can put a screw through the sheet metal on the bottom, and we don't actually penetrate into the camper. After you get all the snaps screwed down, next you'll have to unroll the roll of skirting. And we just unrolled the entire thing and stretched it all the way out and wrapped it all the way around the camper first thing. It comes with a nifty little cutter, and it has a tool on the bottom of it so that you can undo the snaps without pulling them apart if you don't have them secured down all the way. They are plastic pieces anyways. The part you screw onto your camper is metal, but the part that goes into the skirting to snap it on, that part is plastic, so you might want to use that tool so you don't break it. As you can see here, we've rolled it out all the way around. We started with the slide out and we did that first, and we did that in a separate piece, which you'll see here in a second. And then we came back through and we unrolled it and wrapped it all the way around the camper. When you get to the tongue of the camper, going around that is a little bit tricky. We just kind of wadded it up and put it underneath there, and then started cutting it a little bit at a time as necessary to get it up and around the jack and the tongue. That part of the camper is probably the least good looking part out of the whole finished product. That was pretty tough to get around. I found that it was easier to go a little bit at a time and cut around one of the steel beams for the tongue and then snap it down, and then to snap down on the inside by the battery, and then to do it again on the other side to cut around the steel and then to snap it in, and just to maintain the same height that I had on the front of the camper. To install the skirting to the snaps is pretty easy. It comes with a stud that is a little bit sharp, and you push the vinyl over the stud, and then it comes with a little cap that goes over that too, and the cap will snap on all the way and holds it on. There was a couple of places where I tried to double it over and then put the cap on, and that was a little bit too much. It was a little too thick for the cap to snap all the way down when it was doubled over. So it's just a single edge type of a thing. So here I am adding some more screws, adding some more snap pieces because I needed one more in there. Once I got to the end of the roll where I needed it anyways, I just measured it a little bit long, and then I cut it with the piece of the tool they gave me. As soon as we cut off the excess, we were able to finish installing it against that one side. Once I had the excess cut off and the snaps secured on there, then it was time to go back and start cleaning it up. Get out any extra snaps that you think you might need and install those, and then start trimming off your excess and cleaning the whole thing up, getting it tucked up underneath and getting that bottom side trimmed down too. It's not too difficult. As you can see here, we trimmed the edge and tucked it in. We still have a little bit left to do though. The strips of Velcro that it came with, we used those to secure the sides of the skirting to the sides of the slide out too. It was just double-sided sticky, and you could go back and you could put it on there. On the front, where we went around the wheel wells, we used that tool and we cut off and we trimmed the same lines. What I used, we have the aluminum siding on our camper, so I kind of used the aluminum siding edge as a straight line to run that tool down through it. It was plastic on the top, so it didn't score or mark up the camper in any way. Some final finishing touches, a few extra snaps here and there, going around and tightening everything down and straightening everything up. It didn't take too long, and we don't think it looks too bad for the price. It's considerably less than the air curtain, and it's considerably less than having a company come out and professionally install it. Although you can totally tell that a company did not come out and professionally install it. But for what we're doing, I think it works really well, and it seems like it's quality enough that it could last a couple of seasons. So I think we're in good shape. Once you find a way to secure the bottom side to the ground, you'll be complete. All in all, I would recommend it. It didn't turn out too bad.